fact of the matter is, a lot of sisters do not want good men. They prefer these type of brothers that don't have goals, that don't have a good job, that don't have drive, that don't have ambition, that aren't good protectors, that lack in these areas where a man should be plentiful in. They go for these type of men instead of a good man, because when they have this type of brother, they can tell him everything he's doing wrong. They can belittle him. They can disrespect him. And they like that. That's why when they were talking about it, they were laughing, they were giggling, they were giving each other high five. Like, yes, I talk to my man like that too. I can tell my man that too. Ha ha ha. They think it's funny because they like the idea that they feel superior over their man. They like feeling like they are in control of him. They like that position of authority, of power. They like being able to say, get the fuck up off my couch. I'm about to kick you out my house. You need to do this. You ain't shit. They like being able to talk to men like that. They like that. But if the role was reversed and they did have a good man, now they can't talk to him like that. They can't be disrespectful to him. Now they actually have to watch their mouth. Now they have to level up. Now they might actually have to be submissive. Hold up. That's one of the reasons why women prefer those type of men over good men. Because a good man is a man that is plentiful in all these areas where these other men lack. The brothers that you do pay attention to, they lack in these areas where good men actually have this stuff. You know, they have the goal, the ambition, the drive. If they don't have a lot of money, they're working towards it. You know what I mean? They are protectors. They are leaders. They provide guidance and all this, the knowledge and the strategic planning and all this other stuff that comes with being a good, strong, masculine black man. They have all of this. So now he can actually turn around and tell you where you lack as a female. As a feminine woman, he can say, you're not feminine enough. You're not nurturing enough. You're not affectionate enough. You're not sexual enough. You don't have sex enough. You know, you're not sensual enough. You're not creative enough. You don't teach your children enough. You don't cook decent meals enough. You don't keep this house clean enough. And if a man tells you that, now, oh my goodness, he is controlling. He's a misogynist. He is a chauvinist. But it's okay for you to point out everything that a man does wrong. It's okay for you to tell him what he needs to do. It's okay for you to point out all his flaws and tell him all the areas he lacks as a man, but a man can't do that to you. That is a problem with black women, and we need to stop that. It is a huge problem. And a man that is a good man, he has standards. He's going to want you to do better. The same way you're going to want your no good brother to do better. He's going to want you to do better too, because he has options. And that's another thing. Another reason why sisters don't want good men, because good men have options, and they understand that these women these options, they're good women. But the brother that's not a good man, his options are not women. They're the type of woman that you would say are no competition, right? So you don't have nothing to worry about with him. You feel like he only gonna be with some type of bummy chick, you know, you think. But with a good man, you know, he has some real good options. So you got to level up. That means you got to do some work with yourself. You have to change some things. You have to improve in some areas. You have to elevate. If sisters don't really, they're not trying to really work on nothing. This whole feminist movement have made women feel like they're just perfect. Nothing they do is wrong. It's all on a man. So when you do have a good man, that's like, oh no, you need to work on this. You need to work on that. They don't like that. Now they feel inferior. Now they feel inadequate. No, they like to feel like they're perfect. They like to feel like they're the ones in control. So that's why they go for this man that don't have nothing, that doesn't do all the things that they want them to do. They lack standards. And I'm not even going to say they lack standards. They may have them, but they prefer this man that doesn't have everything going on. Because they just like being able to belittle him, and they like being disrespectful, because they can't disrespect the good man. They can't talk down on him.
Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name for the Heavenly Father, Yahushai being the name for His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, the top of this truth and will well, and salutations to you hopeful elect pushing this truth in all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh coming at you no less the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And this lesson is going to be going into the topic, the title of can you go get another man? Can you leave your man for another? Can you go date multiple men? Can you go out there and experience the world and try to, you know, get your feet in the water and sleep with multiple men? Can you go have one night stands? Can you do what you want when it comes to men? Can you go have fun and experience having sex with multiple guys? Is that okay? Okay, a lot of you have been raised up that is okay. A lot of you have been raised up to say, hey, as long as you practice safe sex, you you make sure he's using condoms, or you go get yourself on birth control, and then when you go off to college and you go off in the world, go have fun, go to the frat parties, and experience different men, to pick and choose what you want for be the best for you. Well, the Bible tells you what you can do and what you cannot do according to that mentality. This is something that the parents may have raised you up to thinking that's okay. Parents may have told you it's not okay. This is something, but ultimately this is something that America has raised women to think that it's okay to go and get you another man. So the lesson's going to be going into it. Is it okay for you to break up with your man? And if you get divorced, if it doesn't work out, can you go be with somebody else? Are you allowed to do that according to scripture? And we're going to answer that. Okay. So let's get into it here. This is the 1 Corinthians 7:11. But, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. Okay, so there's the answer right there. The answer is no. All right, and what is marriage according to scripture? Marriage equals sex. Okay, and we can get that to prove it. Right here, Genesis 24:67. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. So the word took goes into lay down with, have sex with. Okay, it didn't say there was an ordained minister in there giving them a legal binding contract, lawfully pronouncing them husband and wife. That's not what constitutes marriage. It's the act of sex. That's why the scriptures say you become one flesh. Now, going into this video,
they can't talk to him like that.
Going to this video, this woman broke it down to basically give you the reasons why a lot of you cannot hold on to a good man, because you have fallen victim to this mentality of degrading and talking down into a man, feeling superior to him, and not basically stepping up your game when you come across a good one. And the good men are the ones that's out here teaching these lessons. These are the men that teach you these lessons, that have all the qualities and attributes of a man. From being a provider, from being loving, nurturing, caring. A lot of them can cook. A lot of them know how to clean. All these things, man. A lot of them have degrees. Brothers have degrees, have jobs that's teaching this ministry. Because of what? The scriptures tell us that if a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. So if you meet a brother that's teaching the truth, that's a man of the Lord, he's going to have some type of income coming in. Whether it be from him going to pursue a job, from getting education, maybe he's pursuing some type of degree, or he might already physically have a job. It could be something as simple as McDonald's, man, which is ain't shit. But, brothers have some type of employment, man. Brothers have goals and ambitions, and they're educated. Brothers teaching this truth, a lot of them have degrees, man. A lot of them are holding their own. I met a few brothers in this truth that are single fathers, man. Brothers have own houses, man, have their own places to stay. And we won't stand for women degrading and mistreating us. Now, this mentality has caused a lot of your relationships to not work out. And most of you women have the mentality that this woman was talking about.
Can't be disrespectful to him. Now they actually have to watch their mouth.
These are things that you women do not want to do. You don't want to watch your mouth. Anything and everything comes out your mouth to somebody that does not deserve that treatment. And then when this man puts his foot down and barks back and he snaps back at you, it's an issue. How dare you talk to me? I'm a woman. How dare you say this to me? I'm a woman. You can't say that to me, but you're allowed to say whatever you feel to him, though. You're allowed to sit up to his face and tell him you want to leave him for another man, that he can be replaced, or that you're seeing another man, or you want to go suck another big dick. A lot of things these are things that come out of a nigga woman's mouth, man. And a good man, what this woman brought out was the truth. He will not stand for that. So what happens is you women have this mentality, and now you feel that it's okay for you to go and get another one. So let's get the scriptures out to see if that mentality is right, man. You know, and it's not. Okay? 1 Corinthians 7:10. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but Yahweh. Let not the wife depart from her husband. You can't leave, man. You're supposed to have one man for the rest of your life. And for those of you that are virgins, whoever goes into you, that lays down with you while you are a virgin and takes your virginity, that is supposed to be your one man, your one husband for your entire life. It's not supposed to be, oh, I can just, if he doesn't have certain qualities, if he's not tall enough, or he's not strong enough, or he's not dark enough, or he doesn't have this type of hair, or he doesn't dress this certain type of way, I'll lay down with him for a little while to get, see what it is to have sex with this guy, but I want to go experience more other men. You're not allowed to do that, man. That's wickedness, and that's playing the harlot, that's whoredom, and that's adultery, man. It says, let not the wife depart from her husband. Okay? You're not supposed to do that. All right. If it happens, 1 Corinthians 7:11, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. All right. So, hey, if you do break up, it's only supposed to be for a short amount of time. Okay. This is 1 Corinthians 7:12. It says, but to the rest I speak. The rest speak I, not Salakia. This is 1 Corinthians 7:12. But to the rest speak I, not Yahweh. If any brother have a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. Okay? So even if women don't believe in the Lord, and we're dwelling with them, we can tend to take women as wives, even if they may not be in the truth. But, it has to be that she be pleased to dwell with us, okay? And she gives us the comfort, the pillar of rest, the quality attributes of a wife, of a woman. As long as she's doing those things and give us peace, then it's okay. Let's see if we want to grab another precept here. This is 1 Corinthians 7:8. I say therefore to the unmarried and the widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. Which is, he just chose not to marry at all. As a suggestion, he said that it's good if you just don't do it, because there's too many curses and sins and things involved to cause the marriage to fail. He's basically saying to avoid the headache, it's better just not to even marry at all. Now that doesn't mean that women, you should just go out there and just have a bunch of men go for dude to dude. No, you're not supposed to do that. If you feel that urge, then you better go ahead and take you a husband, and you stay with that one man. But for the men, hey, if you can contain yourself, then don't even bother going in and dealing with the woman. But if you do, it's better just to have them as concubines versus wives, because a lot of times you're going to allow yourself to be set up for a heartbreak and have an adultery situation go on, man. Your woman committed adultery on you. But this is 1 Corinthians 7:9. It says, but if they cannot contain, let them marry. What is better to marry than to burn. Okay, so if you can't contain yourself, then go ahead and marry, man. There's no sin in that. There's no sin in making a decision to marry. All right, this is we go back to 1 Corinthians 7:11. It says, but and if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband. All right, so hey, if you have to depart, the scriptures say, let it be for a time that you give yourselves to prayer and fasting. Okay, it's just supposed to be for a time for prayer and fasting. We can grab that too. So like you're trying to find that precept here. Okay, here we go right here. This is 1 Corinthians 7 and 5. It says, defraud ye not one another, except it be with consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. Okay, so it's just supposed to be for a time, man. And we can get this definition out here. Okay, unable to restrain natural discharges or evacuations of urine, feces. All right, that's not it. Okay, it says incontinent of temper, lacking moderation of self-control, especially of sexual desire. All right, so if you get to the point to where, you feel like you have to have sex, you're getting that urge, you start getting horny, you got a lot of sexual lust around you, it says that, don't defraud yourselves one another. So if you have the point to where you have to separate, it has to be with consent. You have to agree upon it for a set amount of time. And you only do it for fasting and prayer. But when you use conjunction with the scriptures, this goes right in hand in hand with verse 11, where it says that, hey, if you got to break up and point to he got to give you a bill of divorce, you got to stay unmarried. You can't just go to another man. Okay, because at that point you committed a great sin. This is Deuteronomy 22 and 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. All right, this lesson is going to be a powerful lesson because through the Spirit, you got a lot of women, brothers are giving testimonies that are giving their men hell and basically threatening to commit adultery on them right now, because what the Lord is doing is he's sifting the nation of Israel, which means he's sifting our wives too. And brothers, if you got wives that isn't right and they're constantly coming against you, they're contentious and they look for any and every reason to cause an argument, and you just can't get along with this woman because she doesn't want to get an order submitted to you. Hey, it might be a chance the Lord is rejecting that woman. Because when the Lord's sifting, he's sifting. He only wants the righteous women to be with the righteous men. Because the scriptures say, be not unequally yoked with unbelievers. So if you got a person that's unbeliever that truly doesn't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai and have accepted Satan in their hearts and whoredom, then the Lord's going to get her out the picture, man. And there's going to be nothing you can do to try to keep peace with that person. It's always going to be an issue. Okay? But hey, this is the law right here on if a woman gets found with another man. Okay? Because a man is not supposed to lay with a married woman. He can lay with a woman that is a virgin or a concubine, but he's not supposed to lay with a woman that is married. And for you women, hey, once you've lost your virginity and you go into another man, or let another man go into you, you committed adultery. You're already, basically sealed for death. But we have the period of grace right now where you could be forgiven because you've been raised up to not know any better. But now you come across this lesson, you know better. Okay? And you women that have been dealing with us, you know better. A lot of women are leaving brothers, man. They're giving them hell. So if you're going through a situation with your husband or whatever, just know you got to stay unmarried. You can't be touched until you be reconciled unto that man. Because this is the law on that. This is the law. This is adultery. Adultery means death. Fornication as well. Fornication means to strive from the law. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 26. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. Okay, so we just opened the video. The lady broke it down of the problem that we're having within the relationships. And a lot of the problems comes from the women. Okay, if you have the woman that's exemplifying all these negative attributes, the negative mentality that black woman was talking about in the beginning, hey, you're justified of giving her that bill of divorce and letting her go. Deuteronomy 24, verse 1. When a man hath taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she found no favor in his eyes, because he had found some uncleanness in her. Okay, this is going into basically not submitting and committing adultery. It says, then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give her in her hand and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. So once he send her away, hey, look, she's got the opportunity to go be another man's wife. Now, this isn't telling her to go do that. This is just saying, hey, she can kick rocks is basically what this is saying. Okay? Because the scriptures, we just read that let her remain unmarried. So the scriptures don't contradict themselves. This is just saying, hey, she can just go. Leave her alone. Because once she goes and be that other man's wife, she's going to cause that next man to be put to death. Verse 3, it says, and if the latter husband hate her and write a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of the house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife. All right, we can go on a little bit further here. Her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled. So if your woman cheats on you and she goes have sex with another man, you can't take her again to be your wife. She belongs to that man now. That man that she cheated on you with, she has become one flesh with that man. Which this is another sign your woman is probably cheating on you. If she's that contentious and angry with you, her spirit has already been unified and solidified with the next man. Those two spirits cannot be in the same body of that woman. So now she's fallen in love with the next man that had sex with her. And the submission belongs to him. So when she comes back in your household, she won't respect you. You're going to have an overly contentious woman. You got a woman that's extremely overly contentious. She's already slept with another man. It says, for that is abomination before Yahweh. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which Yahweh God giveth thee for an inheritance. Okay? So it's an abomination for these actions to happen. You can't even go back unto the woman after she cheats on you, because she's now the next man. And according to the law, if they had been found, they were supposed to both be put to death, man. Once that adultery happens, the judgment for adultery is death. There's a lot of sins that happen within the scriptures. You can do a lot of sins, but a few of those sins that are committed, the scriptures say death. You know, when it comes to adultery, you know, death is one of the laws of judgment. So women, you can't go get another man. This is Matthew 5:31. It hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. So, hey, you got to give your woman a writing of divorce and say, the relationship is ended, this and this and this has took place. Hey, I need you to leave my home. You got to go. And the scriptures say she shall leave out with nothing. She's not supposed to leave with anything out of the situation. The scriptures say, let her go free without money. So alimony, child support, that's off. You're not even supposed to get anything. Verse 32 says, but I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery. So you can't just put away your woman for anything. It has to be for the cause of fornication. Now, what is fornication? Fornication means basically the woman has committed adultery on you, or has striven or strived from the law on how she's supposed to carry herself as your wife. Fornication means to break the law of the scriptures. What is the law of what a woman's supposed to do? Ephesians 5:24. It says, therefore, as the church is subject unto Mashiach, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. This is a law. Okay? You have to be subject, submissive unto us in everything. Submitting unto your husband. This is a law right here. So if this is fornication, if you break this rule, women. Ephesians 5:22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. So as you would submit unto Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, you got to submit and serve your husbands the same way. So men, if you're dealing with a woman and she's not submissive, if she's contentious and she's degrading you, she's talking down on you, she's not cooking, she's not cleaning, she's not doing the things that you've asked her to do in the home, she's going out, she's being a gad or a bride, she's getting drunk, she's not sober, she's smoking, she's getting high, she's doing all these things, she is not submitting on you. She has broken this law, therefore she is committing fornication. The bill of divorcement is justified. Okay? This is the book of Titus 2 and 3. Here's another law of how more women are supposed to behave. Your wives, okay? The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. So the wife that you've taken, these are their mothers are supposed to be these aged women teaching them these things. Okay, so pay attention to the mother. Is she teaching them these things? What has she taught her daughter from what she told you? Verse 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. So are their mothers teaching them to not get high, to not smoke, to not drink, not get drunk, not go party? Or are they teaching them that it's okay to go to college and go to frat parties and join fraternities and get turned out? Are they teaching them, hey, don't go out here and get drunk on the 21st birthday? Or are they teaching, hey, you shouldn't be drinking like that? Are they teaching them, hey, you shouldn't be smoking? Did they teach them to the point to where they had to put out their own daughters at 12 years old? Those are warning signs, man, that their daughters have not been taught to be proper wives. Because the scriptures say to teach them to love their husbands. Okay? So women, you're supposed to learn and know how to love your husband, not learn how to leave him and go get another one. To love their children. A lot of these women don't really truly love their children. A lot of them have hatred to their children. I've seen women call their own children motherfuckers and all types of shit, man. Verse 5, it says to be discreet, chastity, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Yahweh be not blasphemed. So discretion, not be seen. It also goes into modest, being covered, covering their figures, not dressing like a hoe. Not out here with these skin tight pants or all this new fashion trends they got, these yoga pants. All these women now are wearing these skin tight yoga pants, even the fucking big ones. That's not discreet. Chastity, keepers at home. Okay? Learn how to keep up a household. They should be homebodies. Good, obedient to their own husbands. These are traits a woman is supposed to do. So they're not doing it. It's justified for the breakup to happen, the divorce. If divorce happens, women, you ain't supposed to go get with another one. Proverbs 21:19. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. These are all reasons we're listening. A lot of women are, hey, this is why shit doesn't work out. A contentious and angry woman is one that's very argumentative, very negative, looks for any and every reason to come against their husbands. It could be a fucking earring that fell on the damn floor and have a fallout over that, man. Or think somebody went through her stuff to some kids and have a fallout over that. That's a contentious and angry woman, man. Ecclesiastes 26:6, but a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and scourge of the tongue which communicated with all. So women having jealousy over other women. You could simply just walk across the street to the neighbors. It might be an old lady or old ager woman that gives you some advice or says hi or something, and you got a woman that'll get jealous over that. Well, what was you doing over there? What she said to you? Jealous over that situation. That's a grief of heart and sorrow, man. And scourge of the tongue which communicated with all. You got women, you talk shit about your men. You get on the phone with your girlfriends, you talk all types of big shit. You get on the phone with your mother and your sisters and talk all types of negative things about your husband to them. That's a grief of heart and sorrow. These are things that cause the breakup. And again, once the breakup happens, you're not justified to go get another man. This is Ecclesiasticus 26 and 24. A dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. Okay? So a dishonest woman will contemn shame to her family, to justify, to make herself feel better about her behavior or why the shit didn't work out. She'd rather communicate with her family and spread all these lies and bullshit so they can have her back in her situation, man. These are things that cause breakups to happen. That's a dishonest woman. Will lie on their man. Will have their mothers calling and making false reports on them. All types of things, man. Have their grandmothers come in from out of town. And basically they're making plans and shit to come against this man. It says, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. An honest woman will respect her husband and talk well of him. Won't have anything negative to say about her husband. Proverbs 31, verse 10, it says, who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies. Now, this is a list of traits and attributes that you women are supposed to be exemplifying as wives, okay, for things to work out. Verse 11, the heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. So the heart of the husband should be like, man, I love this woman enough to where I know I don't have to give her $20,000 and go buy all this gold to keep her. I shouldn't have to treat her like a gold digger. I know she's gonna love me regardless. He should have no need that he has to feel like he has to spoil her to keep her. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Treat him nice, man. Not telling him he ain't shit. He gotta go. Nigga this, nigga that. Talk it down on him like the woman was bringing out. Verse 13, she seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. Okay, so this is a woman that's smart, financially, business minded. She can have home-based businesses. She brings income to the home. Verse 15, she riseth also while it is at night and giveth meat to her household and a portion to her maidens. Okay, so cooking, man, a good cook. She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. Okay, so gardening, man. Knows how to take care of a yard. You bring a woman in your home, she should be having her eye on how to fix that home up. How to even fix the yard up. What type of flowers she wants to plant. What type of landscaping she wants to do. That's considering that field. Buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength and strengthened her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. Okay, so she doesn't deprive him of sex. That's her merchandise being good. Her candle don't go out by night. So she doesn't withhold sex from him. Pushing him off of him. Get off of me. I'm not in the mood. But you're in the mood to go talk to other men while you're gathering abroad. You're in the mood to look in to commit adultery, but you won't give your husband anything. She layeth her hand to the spindle, and her hands hold a distaff. Okay, so she may be good, have a good eye for fashion. Knows how to sew. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. So kind-hearted. She may see a homeless person on the street and offering money. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. So she's taking care of everybody in the home, man. If it's wintertime, she's got the skills to make sure everybody got coats and hats and gloves. She maketh her coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. So again, knows how to sew, man. And is modest with it. Verse 23, her husband is known in the gates when she sitteth among the elders of the land. So because of her actions and how she carries herself and how well her husband is treated, hey, he's going to be known. Like, hey, that's Yahweh's wife, man. Hey, that's Yahweh your husband, man. Talk well. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Okay, so there you go. Work-minded mentality, money, income. Not afraid to help her husband with the finances, man. Because selling linen and fine linen, what does that bring? Money. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. So she maintains the home, man. She talks sweet, lifts up everybody. Strength and honor are her clothing. It says, her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he prays with her. Wake up in the morning, her children, hey, I got a good mother. I got a good mommy. Husband, wake up, man. I got a good wife. I'm thankful to have you. They wake up, want to kiss her on the forehead. I'm thankful. Thank you for you, the meals you do and everything you bring to this home. A wicked woman will sit there and lay her ass and expect you to get up and go out and go bring her some breakfast. Verse 29, many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth Yahweh, she shall be praised. So, and if you got a woman that fears the Lord, that fears Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and that's even better. One that loves the Lord and believes. Because fearing is the biggest part a woman should do when it comes to her faith. Because these women have no fear. What they say when they be ready to go out and do wickedness is they say, oh, God knows my heart. I'm getting ready to go commit adultery. I'm going to get a new man, but God knows my heart. He knows I believe him anyway, so I don't care. You don't fear the judgment of the Lord for those actions and cheating on your man. It says, give her the fruit of her hands and let her own works praise her in the gates. Okay, so if you are exemplifying everything that's on this list, women, okay, everything on this list you are doing, and it doesn't work out in a relationship, all right, then you're probably not the one in the wrong at this situation. And there's laws on that as well. And we can get that, man. All right, so this is Deuteronomy 22. There's laws on that if a man's mistreating you, man. This is Deuteronomy 22, verse 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give occasions of speech against her, and bring upon an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. Okay, so a man took a wife and he's basically hating her. He's finding fault. He doesn't want to deal with her no more. Then right now they need evidence that, first of all, that's his wife. So the evidence back then was the token of virginity, meaning they had to see the blood on the sheets from her hymen being broken. Okay, so this is what's going on. It says, and the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he hath given occasion to speak against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid. And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. And the elders of the city shall take that man and chastise him. All right, so they should talk shit about him and get on his case. So they say, hey, look, he did take this woman. He took her to be his wife. This is his wife, and he just wants to put her away because he don't like her, and he's talking shit and saying she's not doing things as a wife. Hey, they start getting to chastise him. So this is part of the chastisement. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver and give them unto the father of the damsel. So they got to take 100 shekels of silver. That's basically like the real righteous way of alimony back then. Okay, you got to take money from his pocket, and he got to pay the woman's father. Now, it didn't say give it to her, but it goes to the father. And 100 shekels of silver is a lot of money. That could be almost more than 50 grand equivalent today, man. It says, and if this thing be true, the tokens of the virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of the father's house, and the men of the city shall stone her with stones that she die. Okay, because that meaning that she had cheated on him. Okay, that means when he went unto her and he lay down with her, there was no token of virginity on the sheets, meaning there was no blood from the hymen being broken. That means she had already had that happen prior to. This proves that it was not okay for a woman to go have more than one man. If she was to go marry another man and there's no token of virginity on the sheets, this is what they did. It says, they shall bring the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of the city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put evil away from among you. So there you go. There you have it. So it also proves the point of the lesson, right? That you are not allowed to go get another man. Okay? Because if a man took you as a wife and married you, they would take that token of blood on the sheets and present it to her father and the elders of the city. If there was no evidence that that hymen was broke, that your virginity was taken, hey, they found out that somebody else had already been in on you. And you'll be stoned with stones until you die. That's the judgment of adultery, man. Because we read already within the other scriptures, hey, if a woman is married and another man lie with her and they be found, they shall be put to death. You know, we read that. Okay, so now we know the law, man. And so that's the point. You women, you're not allowed to just go and get another man. If it's not working out with you right now in this time of the time of the ends that we're living in, hey, you got no business departing from your husband. You really got no business even being on this video listening to this lesson for real, because the scriptures say if you learn anything, you're supposed to learn from your husbands at home. Okay, but for you young women that may not have husbands and you're looking at getting married and shit, it doesn't work out, just know you got to stay away from other men. You got to give yourself to prayer and fasting. And if the man isn't right, if he's the one that's in the fault, your prayer and fasting will be answered. And the Lord could wake that man up. He could get righteous and come back to you and apologizing, saying, I was wrong. Next thing you know, he's calling you. If you're gone, maybe you're not together for 3 or 4 months. 3 or 4 months down the road, you get that phone call, hey, baby, I'm so sorry. I did you wrong. You're a good woman. Please forgive me. Take me back. And I'm a new man. I'm changed. But a lot of times, in these end days, that may not happen. So, but the Lord could also set it up to where he could take that man out. He can put judgment on him and he could kill that guy. And then you're widowed. Then you're free to remarry. But in Babylon, a lot of you have already lost your virginity coming across this lesson. You may not have a husband right now. But now's the time to seek a man of the Lord. And once you get him, hey, you better not leave. Because now you know better at this point. Once you know better, hey, you repented, it's time to get in the right act, man. Get your act together. You can't keep doing the exact same things no more. Now you know the law of adultery. You better not commit that shit again. Ever again. And you better make sure you're dealing with a right man. Quit seeking after these damn thugs and fucking TV has made you think of what a real nigga is. Because the real niggas gonna get killed. The Lord don't want real niggas. The Lord want real men, real prophets. That's what he wants. And that's what he wants you to have. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and will well. And salutations to you, hopeful elect, pushing this truth and all honesty and sincerity. Shalom.